Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the East West Show. Jack Chow on the East West with G and E TV. At G and E TV, everything happens around us could be a subject. However, if you put the subject together, there's nothing bigger than our gasoline price, which is the one that you have to take out of your own pocket every single day, unless you don't drive at all, right? Well, anyway, you don't drive, you have to pay for the road anyway, anything, same thing. Lately, we noticed that the gasoline price is kind of skyrocketing. And yesterday, I filled my tank with 350. That's 3.4999, something like that. Okay, anyway, not 350 exactly, to be more precise. What's wrong? Have we ever done anything with a winter blend of that high? I haven't done any research yet, but I will. Today with me in the discussion about what's wrong with our gasoline, our gas, our number one livelihood, is Mr. Drexel Smith, my dear friend, a friend to the community too, and a political commentator, and an energy specialist, a brother of the same mother, Mr. Drexel Smith. Welcome to the show, sir.
Jack, again, it's always an honor to be with you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And
so you agree
we're
with the
almost at the new year.
Yeah, you agree with the mother of same. I mean, the brother
Well,
of same mother,
course.
right? Okay,
Of course.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Good. I like that. Mm.
But first, I want to wish you Happy New Year. It's
Oh,
almost.
thank you very much. Yeah.
We're only days away from the year of the dog starting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dogs are very loyal,
Yes.
and I want you to know I'm very loyal.
You're very loyal. I know that for a
EDI
fact.
Media.
Yes, for a fact. Not only to EDI, to everything, to the community. Well, whatever the community cares, and I know, and I can testify that Drexel Smith stands for justice.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's important to try to do the right thing and give back a little. You know, life has been so good to me.
All right. Okay.
And to give back a little bit is just a good thing.
I know you're recently very busy, especially I noticed your brand new rotary pen.
Rotary pen, yes.
That is very well designed. And is there anything update at the Rotary, please?
Well, as you know, I've agreed to again, for my second time, be president of the Rotary Club here in West Covina. We're doing a number of exciting programs. We have a big high school speech contest coming up.
Oh, I see. When?
And the awardee that'll go on at the district level gets a cash prize, small cash prize at the club level, week after next.
Week after?
Next.
Week
this
after
Wednesday
next.
we
Okay.
have West Covina policeman as our guest speaker. Next week we're going to celebrate Valentine's Day
All right.
with a lot of adult foolishness.
Yeah, all right. Good,
And then the week after
I
on
agree,
Wednesday
I agree,
we have
yeah.
a speech contest. But we've had an array of wonderful speakers. Last week we had the police chiefs of West Covina and Covina.
Oh,
Small city Covina, larger city West Covina, much retail spread out in West Covina,
I see.
much smaller concentrated in
I
Covina.
see.
But two chiefs, different cities, but similar policing issues.
All right. Good.
And
good.
I know you wanted to talk about energy today, but
But
the
as a
number-
start line, I really want to touch base with you. What's going on with this area?
The number one topic of that discussion with the two police chiefs was the homeless and transients in our communities. It's growing,
All right.
growing.
Okay.
And how do we deal with that?
Okay. All right.
It's a big issue, and maybe that's a topic we can cover one day on your show.
I can't wait to cover it. And we can even later
problem.
today touch a little bit about it because that's quite a big issue to me.
Big deal.
Yes. They
so,
are. I'm so happy you mentioned it.
but this particular year, we've really put together very quality guest speakers and guest programs that really helps us be informed.
Okay.
One more quick story. Several weeks ago, we had a man come as our guest speaker who has done a program for foster care children.
Foster care children.
Now, many children in the foster care program are like transients. They get moved all the time. We interviewed one child who's never been in a home longer than 6 months.
Moving around.
She owns nothing.
Uh-huh.
She will be in her room. They will come with a trash bag, say, put everything you own in a trash bag.
And go.
You're moving today to a new home.
All right.
So this man decided he wanted to give these children their own suitcase.
Oh, I see.
So we listened to the story, and our Rotary Club wrote a check,
All right.
and I wrote a personal check to help him with the program.
Good for you.
Now, one of the school teachers was so moved with passion, she recognized that in her classroom she had a foster kid, high school. She's been in the foster program since she was 2 months old.
Oh,
She owned nothing but a bag of clothes.
I see.
So we invited this student to come be a speaker at our Rotary Club,
Okay.
and secretly we had the man from Forever Kids present her with her own
a
suitcases
surprise.
as a surprise.
That's a surprise.
It was a very emotional day.
That's a nice way to be surprised.
And then we had 2 other women
Uh-huh.
stand up that are very, very successful. One with a PhD that's a former superintendent and a longtime Rotarian, and one that's now a school principal, that both came from hardworking families to demonstrate to this young girl,
I see.
don't ever give up.
All right. Okay. All
There's
right, okay.
people that can help you in life go forward.
You know,
It was
Drexel,
a wonderful day.
You know, Drexel,
A wonderful day.
even though this whole thing, ever since we started, has nothing to do with the subject of a gasoline price, I'm very, very super happy the fact that you mentioned it and we started the way we did, right? You know why? The reason exactly is that I can't feel, well, I don't know, bothered. Say bothered, the word, right? We are talking about checks and balances, all right? This is a typical example of a check and balance. Why? On one hand, we have those big oil companies making lots of money, super money, and whereas our legislators putting tax on top of it, all right? And on the other hand, we have people silently, namelessly, unanimously, right, doing things for our kids, right? So, you want to call it a checks and balance? Huh? You really want to do it, right?
It's called,
Seriously.
it's called, Jack, it's important to give back some.
Very good. I'm so glad that we have people of that quality, of that characters, to care about the society. All right. With me today, my dear friend, as a start line, we touched something that we all are bothered by accidentally, but I'm very happy about the accident. And thank you very much for putting that as a start line. And I adore what you do. And with a salute, a huge salute about people who are working for the benefit of others. What a beautiful way to express it, right? With me, my dear friend, Drexel Smith, like I said, a dear friend to myself for many, many years. We go back like 15, 20 easy, right?
Long time.
Long time. And he is a dear friend to the community too. he himself is a energy specialist, to be more precise, nuclear energy safety. He has been an advisor for one big program, international program between China and the United States, the nuclear power program for safety. He's a safety advisor, and he himself is a proud Rotarian, and he's been to India to care about the people there, what kind of water they drink. And he himself, even hand-on, moving the rocks, building dam to purify their water whatsoever. And now in West Covina, for the new year, they are putting together as a club, under his leadership, President of, doing lots of things to help with the needy people. For that, I give you a big hand with my huge salute, heartfelt.
Thank you. I'm just one of many. One of many.
Thank you very much. I wish we had more of you.
Well, they're there.
Yeah.
Jack, on the subject of gasoline.
Sure. We want to take a little break, and we come
can
back.
take a break.
Yeah, sure. Let's
a
do
break.
that. All right. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll get to our checklist. Okay, stay with us, please. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences, my dear fellow Angelinos. Welcome back to the show. As a matter of fact, we have designed to talk about the gasoline price with the title, What's Wrong with Our Gas? Today, we started with something that exactly goes the contrary of it, yet we find that they come in a unique group that reflects each other, one reflects each other, to the core of the issue that we're tackling today. Right. Now, question, simple, right? Exactly. To my friend Drexel Smith, an energy specialist, what's wrong with what's happening with our gasoline?
Well, Jack, let's start with some facts.
Okay.
Here is a chart,
Uh-huh.
and it shows over the past 18 months,
Uh-huh.
we've gone from the mid $2, 50, 60 cents.
Okay. 263
Chugga,
all the
chugga,
way.
chugga, chugga, chugga.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, this chart would show $3.50.
All right. Good.
Probably headed to $4 very soon.
All right. All right.
So,
And my audience is, you can look at this chart. You can look also at the screen. The screen has it. Right. This is exactly showing we're climbing up. Right.
that's right.
And in time interval, we may see some drop for the purpose of rising again.
But
Am I right?
overall, if you were to draw straighten this curve,
straight line, yeah.
It's very clearly climbing upwards.
It's lancing this way.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
So, as we've talked several times on your show, there are multiple factors that go into the price you pay at the pump. Remember?
Okay.
And the first factor that's the big deal is the oil coming out of the ground.
Okay.
So this chart is a similar average, but we've superimposed the price of crude oil.
What does the red and the blue stand for?
The red is crude oil. The blue is Los Angeles gasoline.
I see. I see.
Okay.
All right, I see.
Now remember, crude oil, the sweet, beautiful, easier to refine crude comes from Saudi Arabia and the Arabian Peninsula. More difficult to refine is what we get out of the oil shale here in the U.S. And around the world. Crude quality varies, and the price varies. But as I've shared with you before, the price you pay at the pump, in part, is directly proportional to to the price of crude.
Okay.
And I've shared with you before that when crude oil dropped last year in June to its lowest, about $42 a barrel, it was so cheap. It was so cheap that many of the oil producers could not exist.
That was the time that you and I talking about gasoline price for the previous time.
That's right.
All right. Okay.
And I suggested to you that most of the oil producers really would like to have crude in the $60 range. That's up here,
Which is about right now.
which is about where we're at today, where they can generate enough funds to conduct this research to find new oil. They can develop other technologies like the oil shale. But when it gets down into the $30 and $40, they can't afford it.
I see.
And they shut those systems off. So
All right.
what happened is from last year when it got so low, the oil producers
Shut down.
stopped. We continued to pump. So the quantity of available crude came down. Supplies are lower. Supply demand continues to go. Supplies come down. And now you see the result of the gasoline prices go up.
Okay.
You follow me?
I do.
Now,
And my audience can also look at this second chart on the screen, though, or you can look at them this at the same time.
well,
But
I'm going to give these to
this-
you.
Yeah, sure. This is, and then it reflects the. Okay, now how come we see the blue are kind of a constant, relatively, than the fluctuating of the red?
Well, because the cost of crude only begins the element of cost. Remember, you have to pump the crude, sell it, transport it to a refinery, get it made into the product you want, okay? Then it goes into a distribution system.
Okay.
Then it gets to the retailer. Each one of these steps, everybody wants to reach into the honey bucket to make a buck.
Everybody
Okay?
gets a
so
share.
even though the price of crude can vary, by the time you add all these other factors, the curve gets, I would say, dampened, so it's not as volatile. You don't see gasoline change every day to the same extent that the cost of crude changes as it sells in the
They
marketplace.
justify the quantity they take from the honey jar,
That's right.
right?
And each one of those
Yeah.
steps in the chain,
When it's too high today already, I probably take a scoop. right?
exactly,
And when prices are low, I probably can do more, something like that.
exactly.
Okay, very good. Very good.
So now, another factor that adds to the gasoline price increase is in California, the special taxes.
All right.
We just implemented another 12-cent tax to fix the roads. So when you add
The
up
quote unquote fix the roads.
that, well,
Right.
that's their
We
promise.
can't prevent the money going to bullet train.
The promise is to fix the roads, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
the state government has not done a very good job
No,
of
of
keeping
course
those
not.
promises.
Of course not.
But when we add to the factors the price of crude, the price of transporting the crude, the cost of the refinery making the gasoline, we pay a penalty in California for the special refinery, then the distribution to the retailer and the retailers, okay? Another factor is what's happening with the taxes.
All right. That sounds, well, mathematically it is, well, clear and all right. But to get to the regional part of it, or to get to the logic of it, we really find lots of things in discrepancy to what we as taxpayers want.
Well,
right?
each one of those steps, I
Now,
think, is a separate discussion.
with me today is my good friend Drexel Smith, and an energy specialist, a professional who is so devoted to truth, nothing but truth, only the truth, right? And we are doing a discussion about what's wrong with the gasoline price. Right now, we're paying $3.50 almost, $3.45 to $49.999, within that range. And compared to last year, we were only at 2.60 something. Well, anyway, let's take a very short time break. When we come back, we'll continue finding out the relationship between the crude price going up from 42 to 60 and the fact that we have 73, 74 cents per gallon added on, which is the bigger part. Okay, stay with us. We'll be right back, please. Hello, dear friends, lovely audience. Yes, my dear fellow Angelinos, the Californians, welcome back to the show as a discussion about our gasoline in the title of What's Wrong with Our Gas Price, with our gas. And it looks very dramatic that last year at the same time, same California, same road conditions, same car, same everything, we paid $2.63, 65 cents. Now we're paying $3.45, 40, and even 50 cents or something like that. With me today is my good friend, Mr. Drexel Smith, an energy specialist. He has lots of other hats to wear, and he is wearing, and I gotta just use one of them. Otherwise, I have to cancel the show talking about his hats. All right.
Well, it covers the gray hair.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay, now, important fact you mentioned. Okay, now, this is the comparison of all the price going from last year same time to right now, right? We see the difference between 263 to 345 or 49. Okay, now, and if you say this is caused by the crude oil price, which is partially right because you see the red going up this way. However, the crude was going from 42 level 42 to 60 something, which is what they are close of right now. And now you're talking about a price between 263 to 345. That's $80. Now, I mean, that's an 80 cents difference, right? Okay, now, and you're talking about this. The tax has added up 73 to 76, 74 cents per gallon, right? Altogether, we're talking about 80 cents. Are we saying that the price we're paying, about 80 or even 90% goes up to tax, and there's very, very little related to the crude oil price? Am I right?
Not quite.
Not quite?
The tax increase from a year ago to today is 12 cents for the road repair that was put in place effective January 1st. And in most areas, another 1 penny sales tax. So the tax increase is not 80 cents. The tax increase is about 13 cents of the difference between 260 and 340. Okay.
Okay.
Of that,
okay.
about 13.
All right, we found 13 cents.
About 13.
And
is
there are other 57 cents. Where did that go?
I began with some of it directly relates to the cost of crude going from $30 to $40 a barrel to 60. That will drive the cost. Okay?
All right.
you have another direct result is taxes. The rest of it is cost of transportation, cost of refinery,
I know.
cost of retail. So you add all of those factors together. And Jack, I'm going to tell you, another piece is strictly the cost of money. It's the value of money continues to go down.
Dollar value.
Exactly.
Dollar value versus the gasoline price, right?
Compare what you pay for a hamburger today to what you did a year ago.
All right.
Now, why is that changing? That's changing because minimum wage is going up. All wages are going up. So this is a chart that shows
That I have something to help my audience to back up the theory of the dollar value. At In-N-Out Burger, I always, almost every meal, buy the same thing, same set, right? And the same time last year, I used to pay 11 something per order.
Yep.
And now 12 something, there's a dollar difference.
well, it's 10%.
There's a dollar difference, right? So,
Okay.
and I can see the price increasing, right? Or dollar depreciating.
So we've got the cost of crude has gone significant. The value of the dollar contributes. The taxes contribute. What this chart does is it shows since 1929 to 2015, all those years, the price of gas adjusted to the value of the dollar.
All right, I
So
see what
even
I see
though-
where you're pushing. Yeah.
Yeah, even on 1929, we only paid 25 cents for a gallon of gas,
Sure.
but the value of the dollar was less. You could buy that hamburger for 15 cents.
I saw a poster on one of the Western films, Great Western films. There's a sign saying $13 gasoline. I mean, 13 cents.
13 cents.
13 cents gasoline.
When I was a young man in high school, I worked at a gas station, 25 cents.
25 cents. Okay. Now, okay. And Hotel 6 was exactly $6.
Well, I wasn't old enough to sleep in Hotel 6, but
So right now you go check Hotel 6.
cigarettes were 25 cents.
Oh yeah, of
pack.
course. When that came, it was $1.29.
Yeah. So let's come back to the price that people pay.
I see.
It is a multiple of factors, not just one. Okay?
Okay.
You need to add each one of these contributing factors. And yes, of course, each step of the way, people dip in the honey bucket for their profit
Yeah,
margin.
everybody takes a bit. right?
Everybody takes a bite because there's the transportation piece to get the crude to the refinery. The refiners are saying, my systems are old, I need more money.
Okay.
And then there's another transportation piece from the refinery to the distributor.
All right.
The distributor now gets it to the gas station. Each one of those steps in the chain.
Nevertheless,
Yep.
down to the very end of the rope, though, I wanted to find out. All I wanted is to find out how big a factor the tax increase, the recent tax increase, effective January 1st of this year, take in the price.
It's about 13 cents.
It's about 13 cents. And why people keep talking about 76 or 73,
Well,
74?
that's the total taxes you're paying. Okay, of which the 13 is just an addition.
And also, you don't want to forget, we have a $175 for registration. That is could be broken down to each gallon of gasoline.
You see, I'm of the opinion, just to focus on the tax piece,
Okay.
we already were paying over 60 cents a gallon for taxes, special excise taxes,
Okay.
just for highway repair and construction. I'm of the opinion that money's been wasted.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that
I don't
part.
think we should
when
be paying
we'll talk about the
extra.
money use or squandering when we come back, right?
We
But right
can.
now, let's focus on the fact that if we take a look, assuming that there is 100% or something, 100 causing the price between $2.63 to $3.50.
Yeah, it's an 80
And
cent
how
change.
many cents, how many percent of the of the whole increase that the tax is imposed as that reflects the tax? In other words, we can easy. Okay, this is what we can do. Okay, now we can
Well, the additional tax is
Yeah,
13
yeah,
cents.
yeah.
So it's the percent of 13 to 80 cents increase.
So we want to do what we want to do is let's see,
80 cents divided by 13.
13 divided by 80.
Yep.
That's 16%. That 16% is legislation related.
Well,
Tax
no,
related.
voter approved. The voters approved that 12 cents.
Voters are deceived.
Oh, wow.
They are lied upon, all right? That's exactly the subject when we come back, we want to pick up, all right? With me today, my dear friend, Drexel Smith. We're touching base with the problems. We are exactly at the point about to find out the huge discovery. So stay with us. Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show. You, ladies and gentlemen, got to be serious about the subject today because it is, so important that it is your dollar that taking out of your own pocket. Not only once, not only twice, it is on an every single day basis, right? For example, I don't care if they sell, say, widescreen TV for $2 a piece, because I got one already, right? I do care anybody increase 2 pennies of my gasoline, because I pay every single day. All right, over time, it accumulates to a point that even though you benefit from a $2 TV set, and you're paying much more than that. That's my philosophy.
But that's a one-time.
Okay, very good. Okay, all right. Okay, now, one-time decision, you're paying a lot, right?
As opposed to every day for your
Yes,
gasoline.
yes, all right.
And what's interesting, Jack, is when gasoline a year ago was so low, what happened? Riders stopped using public transportation here in California. The ridership of buses and trains has gone way, way down. And now all of a sudden, gas is approaching $4 a gallon.
And they go back to...
People are saying, oh my gosh, I can't afford to drive.
they're going back to their trains.
So what happens to the demand? Remember, a piece of the price is all about supply and demand. Remember what they did in the Middle East, the Saudis specifically. They said a year ago, there's too much supply. We're going to limit the supply to increase the demand, to increase the price.
I understand your position. I can't argue with you. The only thing that causes the discussion is that you're talking about it from a societal point of view. I'm talking about a taxpayer's point of view, a driver's point of view, talking about how much money I'm paying out for the same kind of service that I buy. That's the whole thing, all right? Now, we are all deceived or given wrong information, if not lied upon, with the fact that we needed the money for example, in your calculation, for the 13% to fix our road. All right, according to what I've heard yesterday, the news, or Crossline news, I checked with other news, I thought for fear that one of the news I heard of might lie Right? I checked Crossline. Everybody said the same thing. That in California, there is no indication so far about the money we collected by this 13% of a tax increase spent on our road conditions. You know where it goes? Where it goes? It goes to pay the debt of the bullet train, which is the toy of our governor. So, how can you explain, how can you calm down the reaction of us taxpayers?
Well,
Hard one?
remember, we are paying almost 70 cents a gallon in taxes.
As tax, yes.
That 12-cent increase that we voted in that became effective January, it's just a piece of that. We have been paying almost 50 cents a gallon
16%.
for years.
16%.
For years.
16%, yeah, after
So,
all.
My argument, Jack, is I think that our government has been misusing that gas tax fund
All right.
for a long time.
Okay, good.
This is not new.
That's exactly
And
good.
that's why there's a movement by a number of people that wants to end and repeal the 12 cents that just went in.
That's why. That's
think it's
why.
being misused.
Yeah, with the signature campaign, right,
Yeah.
and the recall of Josh Newman.
Yeah.
And
So,
everything.
Again, we could spend an entire session just on the tax element. But I think, to your concern, $3.60 a gallon for regular gas. Unfortunately, I have a bigger car, a bigger engine, an older car. I pay premium gas. I paid $3.99 yesterday.
So you're rich.
No, I just have an older car that drinks premium
That
gas.
drinks more. Okay.
My point to you is, I see the price of crude continuing to work its way up. There's some predictions it's going to get into the 80s dollars
All right.
a barrel
And
this
then
year.
we're expecting another increase of
I
gasoline
see-
price.
I
Am I
see-
right?
No new refineries.
Okay.
being
okay.
built.
I see.
I see we are stressing and straining our current refinery capability to the maximum.
I see.
I see the summer blend, which is more expensive in California, coming in 2 or 3 months away.
All right.
I am very confident we're going to be seeing gas in the $4 a gallon plus range. Not far away, because you've got
right.
the crude, there's no relief in the refineries. I don't see any these taxes aren't going to change this year.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we can cry about it, but it isn't going to change. I see all the factors to continue to increase the pricing.
Okay. I really want to separate the market factor with the politics factor. Right? Separate them. They're different things. When I say politics, I'm talking about the fact it is not the voters reluctant to pay whatever they want to pay for, they got to pay for the road conditions. I'm talking about they are light upon. I recall exactly during the time talking about the voting, the vote of the tax, the bill to be approved, right? The proposition to be approved.
Right.
There was a talk, quite a few talk. Will the government guarantee that money goes to road conditions? Yes. Will the government, is there any cure, any security to see that it goes to infrastructure? Now we haven't seen anything of that nature, and on the contrary, once again, sure enough, the money went to the black hole. So that part is our true tragedy. If the price, if there's a market trend, go for it. We have no choice, because we're not oil independent yet. right? We got to go for it. What we're talking about is that the part, our politics is strangling us, right? So that is the part. I want you to say something about it, either support me or argue with me.
Well, Jack, we completely agree. It's a travesty. It's a terrible thing when people say, I'm tired of potholes. I'm tired of my car getting broken
Okay,
because the roadway's not fixed.
you're right.
I'm willing to give up some more money to have a robust road system the way it once was.
That's exactly what
And I'm
happened.
willing to do that if in fact, and I haven't seen the evidence, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not arguing, I just don't have the knowledge.
Okay.
It worries me that any time there's a bucket of money, the politicians in Sacramento, I have a high degree of concern, will misuse it.
Yeah.
And I agree with that, and I think it's wrong.
That's totally, there's no argument between you and me. We're on the same
No, it's
page.
absolutely wrong.
Of course, absolutely wrong. That's why people are getting recalled. That's why signatures are being signed. That's why there is a call to recall the tax,
That's right.
right? To overturn the tax.
And it's not because people disagree with the need for road repair.
Exactly.
They disagree with the
Good.
misuse of the money.
Good. To rephrase it, it is not the voters so crazy that they refuse to fix our road. And it is not us so ignorant that we deny the market factors. We're okay with both. But only thing we're not okay is that they are playing political game over us, get us cheated, get the money. Once money is in hand, it's their power to squander whatever they want.
And I would just simply add, Jack, they're doing it again.
Again,
They've been doing it.
again,
They have
and
looked at this
again,
gas
and
tax
again,
money
yes.
as a place to generate revenue to fund other things for years.
Do you recall the water bills? The water propositions? No money went to water. And the pothole thing, nobody went to potholes. The infrastructure, we're driving the same railroad, the same bridge, the same whatsoever, and yet they say, give me the money, I want to fix it for you. Well, you can lie only one time. They're crying wolves, right? Nobody will give them money. And not that, they want to call it back. Right, good, very good. My dear friends, today we're having some thorough discussion about what's happening with our gasoline price. The whole credit goes to my dear friend, Drexel Smith, and a specialist in energy who has done this much of a homework to satisfy discussion, to bring information to our audiences. I would give him a big hand. For my audiences, I want you to understand one thing. Market factor is one thing that we are may not agree, but we got to follow the trend, right? And while the road conditions, the other, like it or not, we got to pay for it because it's us who destroy the road, driving back and forth. And yet, political game is something that we hate.
Well,
right.
Jack, as we begin to close, I want to remark on yesterday's major event of a private company